Unleash the beast.
What is up, guys? It's Razer, and this is my first time using Mythical Beast. Well, I did make a Mythical Beast Cerberus deck. This card right here, this old school card, I made a deck using him, or using it, but I haven't made a Mythical Beast deck though. But I have used this card in the deck before. Anyway, the Mythical Beasts are spellcasters. Some are light and some are dark. Let's go ahead and jump into the deck here. So we got triple Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. So if it's on the field, you can remove 4 spell counters, and you can banish one of your opponent's monsters. And then it gains attack equal to the banished monsters, or it gains attack equal to the original attack of the monster banished. So that's a really good effect. Also, its pendulum effect is, because they all have a pendulum effect, and all their pendulum effects destroy themselves. So you can destroy this card, and then you can add a mythical beast from your deck to your hand. So that's really good. Mainly you'll be searching out Jackal King, and then using Jackal King to get back Cerberus. Next up, we got Eddie Mine, the Master Magicians. So the Mythical Beasts are about spell counters, and you want to run Magical Citadel in the deck. So Eddie Mine's perfect in this deck. 2 of it's fine. I probably wouldn't run any more because could be a brick card, but I ran 2 of it because I run Pod Desires. So I didn't want to run just 1, because if I banish it with Pod Desires, I won't be able to summon 1. And summoning 1's pretty good. Pretty good to have one of them on the field. And it's really easy to summon because all you need is 6 spell counters on the Citadel. So that's very easy. Next up, we got Jackal King. So you can banish it to spell summon 1 Mythical Beast from your Pendulum Zone, or from your extra deck, I mean. And it also has a monster effect negation as well if it's on the field. Each time a spell card is activated, you can place 2 spell counters on it. And then once per turn, your opponent activates a monster effect. You can remove 2 spell counters from the card and negate the activation. So that's really good. It's like a 2400 Solemn Strike. So that's really good. But it's not the easiest to summon though. Next up we got Chronograph Sorcerer. So you guys know what that does. You destroy it, special summon Time Gazer from your deck or place it in your Pendulum Zone. Or when it's destroyed, when a monster is destroyed, you can special summon it from your hand. And then you can special summon another monster from your hand if you want to. But that effect's optional. So if you special summon this, you don't have to special summon another monster. You can choose to. It's also very good with obviously Electromite. Next up we got Basilisk. So you can return 1 of your face-up Mythical Beast monsters from your extra deck to the deck, and then you draw a card. So that's a pretty good effect. And then its monster effect is you can remove 3 spell counters from it and return a face-up Mythical Beast Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Next up we got Garuda, so you can destroy it to destroy 1 spell or trap on the field. That's its pendulum effect, and its monster effect is if time a spell card is activated, you place 1 spell counter on this card. And after that effect resolves, when your opponent normally special summons a monster, so during a damage step you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, or from your field, special summon this card from your hand, then return your opponent's special summon monster to the hand. So if your opponent doesn't have any spell or traps on the field, it's better just to keep this card in your hand, because that way you can potentially return a spell summon monster to the hand. Obviously, if your opponent has a spell or trap, you want to get rid of that spell or trap first. So go ahead and use its pendulum effect to destroy a spell or trap, and keep it if your opponent don't have any spell or traps. Time Gazer's in here for Chronograph. Archfiend Eccentric. This is another card that can allow you to pop a spell or trap on the field. And you can also pendulum summon using it. So any of the Mythical Beasts plus it, you could special summon the level 6 monsters. And that's about it. Also, you can't activate the Mythical Beast's pendulum effects if you have another card in your pendulum zone. So if there's a card in your other pendulum zone, you won't be able to use their effects. But with Archfiend Eccentric, you can just get rid of it at any time. So it's fine to run this card. It's not going to hurt you any, because you can just destroy it at any time to get rid of spell or trap, and then you won't have another card in your pendulum zone. Next up, we got Jackal. Its pendulum effect is you can destroy it, place one spell counter on a card on the field. Also, its monster effect is a good effect. You can remove 3 spell counters from it, special summon any mythical beast from your deck. And it's not a hard once return, so if you can summon 2 of them, you can get both of their effects. Special summon 2 monsters from your deck. Double Pod Desires, no triple pod desires in this one, because I didn't want to banish too many of my Jackals and all that. Jackal's like the key card in the deck. Or not Jackal, I mean Cerberus. One of the key cards in the deck, so I didn't want to banish too many of them. Next up, we got Pendulum Holt. So if you had 3 or more face-up Pendulum monsters with different names in your extra deck, you could draw 2 cards. And since a lot of these cards go to the extra deck when they're destroyed, it works out perfectly. Next up, we got Spell Power Graph, so you can put a spell counter on a card on the field. And then after you do that, you can add another copy of itself to your hand. The next card is Magical Boost. So you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then you can target 1 card on the field, and you can place two spell counters on it. And then if this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 monster that you can put a spell counter on from your deck. Next up, I opted to run Magician's Right Hand. You could also run Secret Village of the Spellcasters. But the thing about Secret Village is it could be risky. It can entirely lock you out of your spells. So I feel Magician's Right Hand is better. So it negates the first spell that's activated. Next up, we got Magic Lab. So when I face up a Mythical Beast Pendulum monster is destroyed, you can place 2 spell counters on it. And then you can remove spell counters equal to a monster's level, and then add that monster from your deck to your hand. That's a very good effect. And also you can remove a spell counter from this card if it's going to be destroyed. And it's a continuous spell, not a filled spell. I was actually surprised it's not a filled spell. But this is the filled spell of the deck. Magical Citadel of Eddie Mayan. So each time a spell card is activated, you place a spell counter on it. And then if you were to remove a spell counter from the field, you could remove it from this card instead. And then if this card would be destroyed, you can remove a spell counter instead. This is an older card, but still amazing to this day. For the extra deck, we got Utopia Beyond because there's level 6s in here. Morale Leader because there's level 6s. Utopia, there's level 4s in the deck. Baguska, Castell. And then for Link monsters, we want Borreload, Boral Sword, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix. Of course, we run Electromite. And then Cerberus and Link Kribo. And I was going to run Beast Magic Attack, but I don't think it's necessary. It's not a bad card, but I decided not to run it. And then this card gets back a card from the graveyard. And also, if it's on the field, it's on a spell counter, you place one spell counter on it. Turn it into battle phase. Quick effect, you can remove 2 spell counters from this card and target 1 monster on the field. So attack and defense becomes half its current attack. So it's kind of like a Gale the Whirlwind effect. And I was also going to run Defender the Magical Knight. This is an older card, but it's pretty good. If a spellcaster monster would be destroyed, you can move a spell counter instead. You could run this card in the deck too. It's not a bad card. Anyway, this has been my Mythical Beast deck profile, and thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I post every day, or I try to post every day anyway. Some days I may miss a day, and I apologize if I do miss a day. But I try to upload every day. Different deck every day. So thanks again for watching, and later.